number of years, not just in the past 2 years under this administration, but in successive administrations, one thought this would be taken care of. I want to thank Pope Leo XIV tonight for the awareness creation, because the whole world is abuzz. The media is talking about it. Today I received calls from Germany, from Italy, from France. There are people who want to come and visit. There are journalists who want to come and see what is happening here to report back to their people. I want to thank the United Nations for their voice today to say this is unacceptable, and the United Nations Secretary General who has spoken. I want to thank the Amnesty International, who says that justice must be made to bear in this circumstance. It's a situation that I think as a nation we must work towards ensuring that it's brought to an end.
And when you mentioned that all these people are phoning you from abroad, when they ask you, why is this happening, what do you say to them?
Well, I think that the story of Benue is very much known abroad, much more than we tend to think about it here, because the story, whether of Boko Haram or whether of herders and the situation in the Middle Belt, is actually one that the media in Europe is very concerned about.
Well,
so,
what I'm asking is, what do you say to them is behind it? Is it competition for land? Is it fueled by religious and ethnic divisions? Is it something else?
Yes, this is a very good question you're asking, because I think that what actually has happened is that nobody is telling the truth about the problem in Benue and the Middle Belt. And we are wanting to be politically correct by saying, and I saw that in a major statement today, by saying that there is no religion involved in this crisis. Well, a statement today from the office of the SGF, for example, who said it's not about...
Secretary to the government.
Yeah, Secretary to the government, who said there is no religion involved in this, there's no ethnicity, it's an economic situation.
And you believe that there is religion and ethnicity?
Of course I do believe.
Well, tell us why.
Because this is not the first time. The people of Benue know that they have had an issue of jihadism in the past 100 years, that ended up in Benue. The people who took the jihad, who will never want to end, want to continue that jihad. The last jihad ended up in Benue. I used to joke with my Igbo friends and brothers and said, you know, Christianity is actually stabilized in Igbo land because we stopped the jihad in Benue. And so they want to continue that jihad, and the Benue is the center for them of that jihad. They believe that once they're able to overrun Benue, then they can reach the ocean, as they had always thought. And this is the narrative that nobody wants to talk about. We want to be politically correct, and therefore we are saying, oh, well, there's nothing religious about this, or there's actually nothing even ethnic about this. You're talking about a people who are going into Benue to massacre people from week to week. And when the matter comes up, they say, oh, well, you know, please try and find reconciliation with the people. When did the Fulanis, who are doing the massacre in Benue, become members of Benue? The state was created in the 70s. The languages that are used on the radio are Tiv, Idoma, Igede, and Etulo. Where is the Fulani community in Benue? And now you are saying reconcile with the people who are there. How do you reconcile with the people whom you do not know? These guys come in the night, they come by river, they come by canoe, they get out of the canoe, they get out and go out and kill people, get back into their canoes and run back. They don't belong to Benue. They hope that continually, by decimating the people who are in the north of the Benue, they will be able to occupy that land, drive them out. As they are, they kill the people, they destroy the churches, they burn the homes, they take over, they take the people's food and offer to cows, and gradually they are inching into Benue. This is the situation. And that's the story which I like to tell anybody. And it's an unfortunate situation, because I think that the government is taking this matter not as seriously as it should. The same situation we have in Plateau, the same situation we have in Benue. Overrun Plateau, overrun Benue, and then move on. This is a story that must be told, and that story must be told openly, and we don't need to be politically correct. We want to be able to solve a problem. You must get to the root cause of the problem.
Indeed. He is the Catholic pontiff. Of course, he's the head of your church, the Catholic Church. I mean, he's been offering prayers in supplication over what has happened in Benue State, and his voice does carry a lot of political and moral weight. But I'm wondering whether or not he's getting involved in it because there's a religious, you're saying there's a religious element.
He has information in this regard. He has very clear and strong information in this regard. And that's why I'm saying, he would not want to get into the politics of Nigeria, but he's appealing because he knows that the people who are being massacred are members of his church. In fact, we are hearing that the bulk of the people who were killed in this attack are people who were kept in an IDP camp that is actually run by the Catholic Church. And so when that happens, then immediately through the nunciature and through the church in Nigeria, information gets to Rome. And he does that not only for Nigeria,